Hello, today on Growing Crazy with Jeanette, we're going to discuss how to take the spores off of a staghorn fern and put them in a jar to grow them. So here we go. Hello, welcome to another episode of Growing Crazy with Jeanette. I'm Jeanette, and I'm crazy. So today I saw that my staghorn fern spores that I'm trying to grow actually started growing some mold. So I'm not sure the spores are viable anymore. So I took them outside and put them on a trunk of my tree in the sunlight, and maybe nature will bring them back. We don't know. But I have new spores today. I'll just take some more off of my fern, and I'll show you how to plant the spores. Okay? First you have to take some peat moss and some perlite and mix them together. Then you have to wet them, and then you have to put the spores in. And the tricky part is getting the moisture right. You have to use a spray bottle to wet it down, so you do it slowly and gradually, and you can see how wet it's getting, because it's very temperamental, and if you don't have the right mixture, it'll get mold. So anyway, here's the process. I'll show you. So on the bottom of the staghorn fern leaves, the fronds, these brown sections are what we're looking for. So we're going to have to get the spores off of here. What you can do is, if you have two people, you can have somebody hold a sheet of paper underneath this and scrape it off with a butter knife or your fingernail. It comes off pretty easily. And just let it fall onto the paper, and then you can put it in your peat moss and perlite mixture. Or you can cut off the edge and scrape it off too. That's what I'm going to do because I don't have any help. So here we go. Okay, our next step is to take these spores and scrape them off onto this piece of paper. I think this will work. The scissors work better. Okay, got a lot of spores from that one, and this one looks good too. Okay, so you get those off, and there we go. We've got all the spores. There we go. The next step is to get some perlite and peat moss and put them in the jar. We'll put a nice layer of perlite on the bottom so it doesn't get soggy. And our mixture of peat moss needs to be wet down before it goes in. Carefully though. And you don't want to get it too wet. Okay, that's getting there. A little bit more. Okay, then this can go in there. The next one I'm going to mix is going to be a mixture of the sphagnum peat moss and the perlite. I'm going to mix them together before I put them in. Then we got to wet it down. I think that's good and wet. That's good. Okay. Looks like we've got all the peat moss and perlite put in. So I'm going to take my spray bottle and I'm going to spray a little bit more water into here. Then we're going to take the spores. They are patiently sitting over here on a sheet. And we're going to put them in all over the place. Yay! Then we're going to wet them down one more time. Really well. Then I'm going to take a piece of plastic and a lid and put it over the top of it to keep in the moisture. And it'll take about 2 to 3 months, sometimes up to 8 months before you see any progress. So you have to be patient if you're doing this. And you have to have a really old staghorn fern to get the spores, because mine is like 30 years old. So when I bought it, it had the spores. So I'm just seeing if I can grow it. I've never done this before, but I've watched a couple of videos on it, so I'm pretty confident I got it down. I just have to worry about how much water and moisture is in the jar, because I don't want it to go moldy on me. If it does, I can put cinnamon on it, but that's still not good, because I think that could kill the spores. So, anyway. So that's it for this episode. Just a little bit of gardening and botany today with my plant Eliphalet is going to be the name of it. Eliphalet. It's a very old name. Very different. I've never heard it before, so I had to use it. Something different. So anyway, like and subscribe, and don't forget to come back. I'd love to see you again. Okay, love ya. Bye.